Alright, hey guys. To start off, I just wanted to, I guess, apologize. My file got corrupt, and I unfortunately I was able to rebuild everything, but I, um, actually continued to add things. So I just kind of wanted to show off what I've been working on lately, and show you guys how I did it. So, this video will be a little bit different, but we'll work through it here. Okay, that's fine. So here we are. We have our AI right here, and I'll open up our content here. AI brain, because there's a few things I have to disconnect. Okay, I'm disconnecting the AI perception and the search for player. So we'll go from there, and before I show you the code, I'm going to hit play here and show you guys what's going on. So the AI runs up, shoots the window, and he goes through the window, as you can see right there. And you also notice I changed it to a first person. I'll show you guys how I set that up as well. So yeah, I'll go ahead and kind of start off at the beginning and work my way down. Alright, so in terms of the character, if you guys want to convert your character to first person, oops, it'd be nice if I open the right one. Alright, so basically what we need to do is just disconnect the input action aim, and you want to go into class defaults, and I'm actually enabling it in variable, but you can also just go into class defaults and enable use controller rotation yaw. But you also want to where are you? Go into character movement, and then orient rotation to movement, make sure that's ticked off. And then we'll go into our viewport here. And as you can see, I've got my camera set up. Easiest way to do this is turn off real time. And you want to drag your follow camera onto your mesh, and then select the follow camera. And what I did is I actually parented it to the right hand. And that prevents the camera from moving strangely when the character's moving. I had a funny, I'm not sure if it's a bug, where I had it attached to the head, and when I using the aim offset, it kind of flickered a little bit. So I went ahead and attached it there. You could do that by clicking this magnifying glass and select the bone you wanted to, and then just go ahead and move it into position. You can go ahead and just copy up these values right here, and that'll give you a good estimate on where you need to be. Don't worry about like the point values. You could do like 0.8, 16, and 20. And then for the rotation, that's what's important. You want to do 180 degrees on the Z, and that'll rotate it properly. And then finally, I'm not sure if it was ticked before, but use pawn control rotation you want checked on, and that should give you this view. Alright, so we'll move on to our window. So first off is the setup for that. So basically what I did was go into the viewport here. For the glass piece, because I didn't want to construct anything in modeling, you could just grab a box in geometry, click that in, and then size it to how you want to for like your wall. And then in brush settings, you'll have to tick this down under brush settings, the little arrow. It'll look like that. You want to click that, and then create a static mesh. And when you do that, It'll ask you to name it, and you click whatever folder you want it to be in. So if I open that folder up, we'll see that this is the static mesh that I created here. So basically you want to right click on that, create a destructible mesh, and that'll create this guy. Now in the settings here, you could change the cell count here. That determines how many fractures there are in the mesh. And then I just enable impact damage, and I set the impact damage to 1000, just to ensure that it breaks apart easily. Okay, we don't need him anymore. So an AI brain. Basically, I just disconnected the link for AI Patrol, move that custom event up because it's already being called, because I wanted to create a new kind of sequence here. So basically you want to do branch, check to see if the character is dead. Basically it's just preventing any glitches happening where, you know, the character is dead and it's moving around trying to find a window to break. Get all actors of class, and then get. If you want to randomize what window it is, I only have one in the scene, that's why it's set to 0. But if you want to randomize it, you can do random int in range, and then you can go ahead and just get the length here, plug it into max, so it's between min and max. I'll just do 0 though. And then you want to do AI move to, and set the actor of class, which we'll create now. Actually, I forgot we didn't. You haven't created that. But basically, you want to get into the target actor. When you do get, just get a copy. Okay. And now let's go ahead and create that blueprint real quick. So you want to right-click, blueprint class, create an actor, and then in here, what we want to do is add component, destructible, which is this guy here. You want to plug in your window mesh, and you also want to do a box collision right here. Make sure it's not parented to the destructible, and you want to just resize that to a good size where the AI is going to walk into it and be able to trigger them firing their weapon. And I name that impact area. Okay, so with impact area selected, if you scroll down to the bottom, on components begin overlap, when I hit the plus sign there, that'll generate this guy. Drag off other actor. You want to cast the AI character, because basically we're going to be setting a variable determining which window it is, just in case they overlap a different window, or multiple windows. Maybe it'll tell it which specific one it's overlapping. And then and in order to do this variable here, you want to open up your AI character and create the variable. Just click here, overlapped window, and you want to set it to the window broken BP or whatever you name it as a reference. And then make sure to compile and save this one. Go back over here, and then drag off set overlapped window, and then set the overlap window to self. So just drag off, type in self, get reference to, and then also off the AI character you want to drag off and get default weapon, and then this is a function that we're going to make, so we'll go ahead and do that. So we'll open up our weapon master, and you want to just T and then a period, and then call it whatever you want. Mine's called broken window, or break window. Compile that, save it, and then go back, and then drag off default weapon, and select your event that you just made. So if you type it in, you'll see a call function break window. Okay. So now we want to do event any damage, which is event any damage right there. You want to damage causer, drag off there and get actor forward vector, and then multiply that by 1,000 float. So if you drag off with the time symbol, vector times float, and you want to apply damage to the destructible. So if you drag out destructible here, drag off that, apply damage. And basically this is just applying a damage multiplier to the actual destructible mesh itself so it can be broken. We will do and apply damage in a different thing. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. So the forward vector goes into the impulse direction, because basically, so like if the player is looking down the x direction, it's going to be x with a 1 value, multiplying it by 1,000. Obviously it'll give it 1,000 in the x direction, so it'll push the glass out in that direction. Impulse strike is 50,000 right here. That's just so it kind of blows out. You can do less if you want to. And then the hit location, I want it to be like right in the middle, which in this case it is. So I just did hit location, and then I get the actor location, and just keep the target itself. So it's getting the center location of this in the level. And then once that's all set up, oh, and damage amount, put 1,000. Drag off there, do a delay for 1 second, and then destroy actor and just keep it as self so it destroys the entire thing. Right. So now, with that created, we can go ahead and set the actor class to window broken. It might give you an error here if you pulled this off before you set that. So go ahead and delete that get and just drag another one out right here. And then AI move to, you want the get to be in the target actor, and then the acceptance radius you want just 1, so it goes really close to it. Okay. And don't worry about this right now. Okay. So now we actually want the AI to fire. So we'll go over here to the weapon master where we created that break window function, and we want to do a line trace for objects. And basically you want to grab your AI variable and select your overlapped window variable, and you want to get the actor location, and then when you do that, you can right click on return value and do split. Sorry about that, I was scratching in my throat. And you could do the same thing for the line trace for objects, just split it. And then very sorry about that. And then return value in X and X here. Same thing here and here. And then fire point will just be the fire point from the gun that you have set up in the weapon master blueprint. Word location, and that'll be the start. Object types you want to drag off, make array right there, and then technically the only one you need right here is destructible, but I like having all of these in here anyways, so you could just go ahead and click add pin, and you can add as many as you want and just choose them from the drop down. But the only one you actually need in this code sequence is destructible. Also, I didn't mention the value z. You want to add a float value of 50. That'll put it up a little bit. Okay. So now the out hit, drag off, and type break. So break hit result. Off of hit actor, you want to get class, return value. Just do like 2 equal signs. Equal. Plug that into a branch off of the line trace, so here and then here. And then true, this is where we're actually applying the damage. So the damaged actor is going to be the hit actor, which in this case is our window. So that's the damage actor. Base damage, technically you could leave this blank, but I'll just keep the weapon damage in there just for the hell of it. And then the damage causer, you want it to be the AI. So you grab your AI variable and plug that guy in. Alright, so that's firing. And let me make sure. And I'm pretty sure that's it. So if we go into the level here, take a look at how I got this set up. So this is our window blueprint. So basically I just created a wall using geometry. So I just created that, and then you can duplicate it, scale it down, and then just select subtractive, and that'll do that there. Just to create your opening, and then you can grab your window broken, drag that into your scene, and just kind of set it where you want to. In this case, I set it in the window. So now let's also check out the material I made for this. Alright, so if you select this here, you want to select translucent for the blend mode, then scroll down. You want screen space reflections checked, and then change the lighting mode to surface translucency value right there. And then basically I just have kind of a bluish color for the base color. Constant, which is you just hold the one key and left click, that'll create a constant, and that's what these guys are here and these two. So just copy those values in if you want to. For opacity, roughness 0, 1 is metallic, and then here you want to lerp. You literally just type lerp and it's linear interpolate under math, and then plug these two as you see them here, A and B. And then here's a Fresnel. Just type in Fresnel. It's under utility. Plug that in. These are all default values. And then apply, save, and go into your window broken. Select destructible, and you want to set the glass to element 0 and element 1. So if you select it in your content browser here, and then go ahead and open this up. Oops. You could just click this over arrow here, and as long as you have it selected in the content browser, you should be able to it should automatically populate as long as you have it selected. Okay. So now I do believe this is all set. Just make sure, I don't remember if we did, drag off a default weapon and put in your break window function, or whatever you named this guy here in the weapon. And now if you hit play, your guy should run up to it and fire. Okay? And it'll break the window. He won't teleport, or rather climb through the window, in quotations, yet. We'll go over that now. Alright, so I'm going to close this guy, and this guy. No. Okay. So now we want to create another blueprint here, and this will be called window BB. Alright, so you kind of want to have it set up like this. So there's a box collision right here, and I resized it, and I have two arrows, a start and an end. And make sure to change the color of your end, and yeah, that way you know which is which. It makes it easier when you're in the level actually placing the stuff. And then in your event graph, you want to select your box, scroll down, on component begin overlap, and here's our code here. Move that guy over. So I want to do once, and then I want to cast to the AI character off of other actor. And I want to grab our start piece, which is the red one, get world location, and we now actually have to go into the AI character and create some variables. So what we want to create is a start, which is just a vector, and we want to create window location, which is also a vector. Oops. And we also want to create point or end. If it's easier for you to know end, do that. Which is again another vector. And then finally, we want to create a boolean, which is called window overlap. And you don't need it to actually be public, so don't worry about this here. Okay, so now basically you just want to set start, so just drag off your AI character, set start, and make sure to compile this, and if you don't compile this beforehand it won't show up, so make sure to do that. So the start arrow, get world location, plug that into here, and you have to use world location because it's a scene component. Actor location is the entire actor, but world location is a component within the actor. Window location is get actor location. Point is the end point, so that's the green one here. Get world location, set that, and then you want to set window overlap to true. So, and you again you're grabbing all these from the AI character. Okay, so that's all you need to do in there. Alright, so now, don't worry about this. This is something extra that I was working on. We have this event. We have this custom event called window climb. So again, the letter T and then a period, and then I'll add custom event. Name it whatever you want. Branch, we're gonna grab that window overlap variable right here. Get it, plug it in. Then off true, you want to do once node. Again, don't worry about that. And then off the do once, you want to set actor location to the start variable. And then you want to get actor location, do the window location, which is the other vector that we set, and then find look at rotation, and then you want to set the actor rotation to the Z's of that. So again, you want to right click, and then it'll say split a struct pin. Make sure to do that, and then plug Z into Z. And basically the reason we're doing this is if we look at how the window's set up, so the glass will be in the middle, right? So when the player or the AI overlaps this section, the start point is going to be here. That way, when we create, let's say, an animation, it'll play the animation, and then afterwards it'll set the end location to the end arrow, which is the green one. And that's exactly what we're doing in here. So, oh, whoops, not there. Over here. And this is just making sure that the AI character is looking at the window. That's why we're setting the rotation of it. Okay, I have a 0.5 delay here, just to make sure that this stuff is all situated first. And then I'm telling the AI to jump. And then I'm playing one of the animations from the Anim Starter Pack, crouch walk with rifle. It looks the most appropriate without actually me creating a new animation. So that's the one I chose. So I play animation, and you got to grab the mesh to do that. So grab the mesh, and just do play animation right here. And then a 1 second delay, that way the animation has time to play. And I chose crouch again, so the character is actually shorter, so they can fit through the window without causing issue. The momentum from the jump kind of pushes them along. So delay, and then you want to set the actor location to the point. And again, this is the end here, because that's what we're setting the end arrow to, that point variable. So we set actor location, and then grab the mesh again and set the animation mode to your animation blueprint. And this will make sure that it goes back into the normal kind of swing things, I guess you could say. Okay, so window climb we have. And now, I'm actually just doing this with a timer. I haven't decided what other method I want to use, so I'm just kind of doing this for now. So you could set this up and try it. Basically, after we spawn our weapon, this is on the event begin play function. I want to set timer by function name. So literally just type, if I could type, set timer by function name. And then set the function name to window climb, or whatever you named your custom event. And then set the time. I have it set to 0.05, probably too much, but that's okay. And then looping, we have it checked, just so it continuously checks to see when this is true, essentially. Right? Okay, and I do not believe I have forgotten anything. So now we go ahead and grab our window broken BP and set it up just like you see. You know, have your AI on the side with the red, because the red's the start. So that's where you want your AI to start. If you have them overlap over here, they're going to teleport this way and then jump through it, because that's the actual start location. So once you get that set up, we'll take a look. We shut out the glass, and now he's through the window. And again, we can have him play an animation of him actually, like, you know, proper like window climb in animation. And then after the animation, his endpoint will be he's standing right here. I mean, we'll still set his location to that point to make sure it, you know, works properly. But I mean, all in all, it's a fairly decent system. It works. Okay, so that's pretty much that system there. The other one I had, which I actually will not review right now, but we'll go ahead and let me open up that other scene again. I'm going to go ahead and open up our AI brain here, and I want to plug this stuff in again. breaks through, hops through that. I shoot him a couple times, he runs, he hides. Sort of hides, I mean. Obviously. Oh, and now he found me and he's gonna fire at me. So go ahead and kill him. But yeah. So basically that's it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.